And finally, I want to talk about an issue that is seriously holding back Detroit's future, something that we have no control over. It's got to be dealt with in Lansing. And you all know what I'm going to say. Car insurance. When the Michigan legislature enacted the no-fault law in 1973, it did so with the best of intentions. The idea was everybody was going to immediately get medical care from their own doctor, and there'd only be lawsuits on the most serious cases, right? It may have started out that way, but 44 years later, the system is completely out of control. And so last year I asked the legislature, I said, okay, I don't care about the rest of the state, give Detroit our own authority. We'll have our own plan. I know something about the medical field and insurance. We'll put our own plan together, and they can choose whether they want to buy your $4,000 state plan or our plan. And an interesting thing happened. A lot of the outstate legislators listened to me and said, your plan sounds really good, but the people in my district have car insurance that's too high too. I don't want to just vote for car insurance relief in the city of Detroit. What about the rest of the state? And the interesting thing is they're right. Everybody in this state's getting screwed by the no-fault system. In Ohio, it costs $900 a year to get car insurance. In the state of Michigan, it costs $1,700 a year, double. But in Detroit, it costs $3,400 a year. And so while Detroit is hurting the worst, the truth of the matter is, it's affecting everybody. You think about a couple with 2 cars. And I know I've got some of my Republican friends here who proposed income tax reductions. The state of Michigan and the governor pushed back and said the state's financial condition can't afford it. You're going to devastate schools and other things. Well, the income tax cut's maybe worth a couple $100. If you solve the car insurance, you'll put 3 or 4 times that back in people's pockets, and you won't hurt any state services. Yeah. So there's a reason why only 12 states in the country still have no fault. It's ridiculously expensive. And we know what the problems are. The hospitals and the medical community are charging triple what they're getting for Blue Cross in those rates. Lawyers are taking not money from the injuries, they're taking a good chunk of the medical bills, and they're taking them in legal fees, driving the costs up more. And of course, the insurance companies pass all of this on with a profit. So the insurance companies are doing fine, the lawyers are doing fine, the hospitals are doing fine, and all of us are paying the bill. And so I'm asking at this point that we get together. I think the thought was right. We should address this on a statewide basis. This is affecting everybody. And so I am hoping that we can get the hospitals, the lawyers, the insurance companies, Republicans and Democrats can come together. I really appreciate the leadership of Mark Bernstein from Michigan's First Family of Law, right? Mark Bernstein stood up and he said, what's happening on the legal side is wrong. This needs to be corrected. What kind of courage does that take? Imagine going to your next bar meeting, right? But he says, I'll be at the table. I want to fix this. I appreciate the leadership of Reverend Wendell Anthony and the NAACP, who have taken this on as a civil rights issue that half of Detroiters don't have mobility because they can't afford their car insurance. And I appreciate the leadership of Tom Leonard, who sponsored this last year and has said unequivocally that if we do this, the insurance companies have to come to the table and they have to give us real rate reductions as a part of this. We're doing this to lower the cost to the consumers of the city of Detroit. And so I'm not sure whether they're going to do this year, but I want everybody here to know I will be in Lansing. And I will work hand in hand with people of goodwill who look in the mirror and say, this system is immoral. When half of Detroiters are driving illegally, when people across this state are being overcharged, it's wrong. And it's my hope that this is the year we all come together because nothing could raise the spirits of this city faster than a new auto insurance bill. Thank you all very much for being here, and have a good evening.